Good morning, everyone. We're about to bring you the latest COVID-19 UAE updates. However, if you found this podcast through an article, which so many of you are doing, please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts so you can get your Dubai news daily. Welcome back to the Lovin Daily. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? We go through the top trending stories every single day, weekday mornings, weekend mornings. Shreen was here with you at the weekend and I'm here with you today. Simran, of course, is away, but she will be back. I miss her so much. I really do. The show, it should be a two-person show. We have better chats. But of course, I'm here with Alibaba. Good morning.
Good morning, Casey.
I hope I didn't offend you with that two-person show thing.
No, I am the man behind the show, so it's fine.
And then also we have Jan, our producer. We're like a four. And then we have everyone else involved in the show and Lovin Dubai.
I'm not offended at all, Casey. It's fine. It's fine.
I've offended Ali. It's the first thing I've done on Sunday morning. Disaster zone. But today we will be talking about India flight suspension. Of course, it comes into effect today. We're going to be talking about a very glitzy art event that happened in Dubai last night, raising lots of money for a very important cause. We're going to be talking about Karen Wazen and why she's in the media. And also, on the way into the studio right now is a two-time top 10 Mr. Olympia champion, Steve Cook. He's a bodybuilder. He's in Dubai at the moment. Go on to his Instagram if you want a little bit of a background about him. But he's on the way into the studio. We're going to talk about how he managed to catapult up to these tens of millions of followers across all these social media platforms. And he's a man that Alibaba has followed for years.
Yep.
Bodybuilding is an industry that you're interested in?
Yeah, I used to be like, I used to go to the gym a lot, and I struggled with weight throughout like middle school, high school, and beginning of university.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for a plan and a program to follow, and then I stumbled upon Steve Cook.
Yeah.
And then he has a program where, like, if you're in college and on bodybuilding.com and all of that. So he had a program and I followed it and sort of changed my life, and I sort of fell in love with, working out.
I wish he was here to hear that, because that's quite touching.
I can tell him.
Tell him. He's on his way, and maybe he's watching. Who knows?
Maybe he's watching, yeah.
No, that's very cool. So he's going to be joining us today. Guys, let us know where you're watching from. Of course, we're in JLT Dubai. Someone just said, is that a screensaver? And no, it's not. This is our stunning backdrop with our nice little divider in the middle to break it up. But we're in JLT, 42nd floor, and this is what it looks like. How are you doing on this Sunday morning? Are you on the way to work? Are you taking some time off? Because I know people are already on vacations. I have my vacation starting early next Wednesday, and it could not come quicker. So excited. 4 days off, then leaping into Eid. Is that like the smart thing to do? Take your holidays around Eid, and then you get like a little extra?
Eid.
You're doing the same?
Yeah, I'm
Ali's off to Bahrain.
Yes. After 2 years, I'm going back home.
2 years. That must be so exciting.
Yes, I'm going to see my grandmother, my sisters, all the fam.
Oh,
in a safe way.
Of course, you'll get your COVID tests and you'll quarantine a little bit on arrival and whatever is
Bahrain has a very unique way of doing things. Now, like in Bahrain, when you go there, you have to get a PCR test on arrival.
Yeah.
So aside from getting a PCR test prior hand, you get a PCR test
on arrival,
and then you pay for 3 PCR tests instead of 1. So you're gonna take, after 5 days,
another one,
and then another one.
And do you have to quarantine while they come through?
No. If your result is negative in the beginning, it's fine. But then if it's positive, then you quarantine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's interesting, because coming into Dubai, you get your PCR test before you travel. Yes. But then if you don't have it, then you can get it on arrival, and then you need to quarantine until that comes through. But leaping into countries that aren't so fortunate right now, we're of course talking about the India flight suspension, which comes into force today. And we know that many Dubai expats are stuck. And of course, we are a country of 3.4 million Indians in Dubai. So of course, people are thinking of their loved ones back home who are kind of going through a massive struggle with coronavirus at the moment. So as of today, as you know, the India-Dubai flight ban comes into effect. Flights from India will be suspended for a 10-day period. Look, we've lived through this before with flight bans, And obviously, when they say a 10-day period, it's right to question it. And even a response from an Emirates tweet said, we cannot be certain until when this restriction will be in place. So yes, they say a 10-day period, but you can potentially look to plan ahead beyond that, because we don't actually know how long the restrictions will come into place. But no doubt we'll get the word from the authorities when it comes through. Of course, this weekend we saw Dubai Indian expats scrambling to get back to Dubai. Unfortunately, what was the case was flight prices did skyrocket, and of course some were even stopped. So I think the lucky, fortunate few have gotten back. And you can see, I think, through the airports, it was quite a busy weekend in Dubai. And like I said, people are really more concerned about their family and loved ones back home. I think in the last 3 days, there have been nearly 1 million COVID-19 cases confirmed in India in 3 days. I think when we reported this last week, as things were kind of getting more serious in terms of international headlines, of course, things have been quite serious there. It was each day, the number was getting the most daily rises per day globally. So I think it was 300,000 cases, and then that topped the record. And then they've topped that again. So like I said, over nearly 1 million cases just in 3 days. We know, we have reports from hospitals there that they're really, really struggling. So people are just kind of thinking of their loved ones back home, and just follow the precautions in every sense of the word. Do what you could do to stay home, stay safe. And like I said, 3.4 million Indian expats here. Some are stuck. So hopefully the flight ban will be lifted soon. And I think a lot of people were concerned. Obviously, Dubai is a massive international hub, so people were flying from Dubai through Dubai's transit. Of course, those flights were stopped as well. So there's also the case of finding alternative routes. Like we've talked about the Saudi travel ban, of course, being lifted, but the UAE is still on that the list of 20 countries that can't get through. However, people are saying, go via a green country, do your quarantine there for 2 weeks, get your COVID-19 negative results there, and then fly through. So that is an alternative way to do it. May not be the most legitimate, but I think if you get your COVID test to leave, and then you go to a COVID safe, COVID green country, however they're monitoring it, and then you do your quarantines there. It's just a way to get through. But do let us know how you're feeling about this. If you're stuck, if you have any experiences, if you've been trying to get through the airports in the last few days, what has it been like at Dubai airports or flying through India? Or if you have a loved one who's been stuck, we'd love to hear your stories. But let's move on to a very glitzy, a very glamorous, a very Dubai celebrity art event raised this weekend. It raised 36 million dirhams for the 100 million meals campaign. So as you know, the 100 million meals campaign is ongoing. It was announced by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, maybe, I'm going to guess, about 10 days ago, and we've already smashed the targets. It's well over 100 million meals already, and we've seen incredible donations come in from different societies, different prominent people in society. The Lulu chairman, I think, Lulu chairman, I'll check that. I know Huda Beauty, she donated 1 million. And in this case, what they did was they held an art auction. Actually, what was cool, it was at a charity live art auction in Dubai, and they actually managed to raise in one night 36 million dirham, which is just mind-boggling that a group of people could get together and raise that much money. And of course, all of that money will go to providing food parcels for disadvantaged individuals and families across 30 countries now. So actually the number of countries that we're going to be helping has gone up. And the cool thing is, if you want to donate, this is not solely for the people donating the million, which you said before. If you have 10 dirham, you can go on to 1 million meals, 100 million meals right now, .ae, and donate your money. And it doesn't have to be something massive. It can be whatever that you can give to help the less fortunate at this time. And it's just so amazing. Last night was a sellout show. It was had lots of different kind of interesting works on display, including a piece of Kaaba cover art, which was actually from the personal collection of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, ruler of Dubai, along with 2 rare drawings by the late South African President Nelson Mandela, and also works from great contemporary masters, including Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, Henry Matisse, Joan Miro, Henry Moore, and so many more. So you can see some of the photos beside us. Looks pretty cool. And I think we're seeing kind of different events happening in Dubai. And I just think it's so exciting that we're so fortunate for these things to be able to be happening, because I think, especially this weekend, vaccinations topped 10 million in the UAE, which is very exciting. But yeah, it's just part and parcel, because I think about the first story that we reported, which is that COVID is devastating India right now. So it's really quite scary, especially if you have a family there. So we really, really feel for everyone in India and everyone who has family and friends, loves ones in India. And then we moved on to talk about this kind of story in Dubai, which we're so fortunate that with the vaccine rollout that, we've been able to successfully hold these events, and that we're so fortunate. And I think many people will agree that we are so fortunate for the vaccine rollout in Dubai, and we're just lucky for it to be able to happen. And we're going to, before we move on to our next story, the studio has just doubled up. Welcome to the studio, Steve Cook. How are you doing? How are you? And you brought someone with you.
Yes, my girlfriend Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
Morgan,
hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Alibaba, big fan.
Nice to meet you.
So that's very shortly we're going to have an interview, a chat with Steve Cook. Before we get there, our final story, we're talking about Demi Lovato is the latest Hollywood celeb to rock Karen Wazen's eyewear. So obviously you know Karen Wazen. She is the Lebanese influencer who has made Dubai her home. She has over nearly 6 million followers on Instagram. What's really cool is she's moved beyond social media. She has her own brand, and she has this really, really cool eyewear, which we're seeing celebrities just rock. So, of course, Demi Lovato has been the latest one. But also there's been Addison Rae. Kourtney Kardashian has even worn them. They're very cool. Are they your style, Ali?
Me? No.
Oh, that was honest. That was brutal. I think they're so good. They're very fashionable, very trendy. Karen Wazen eyewear. If you're into slick eyewear, you can see the photos on Facebook right now. They're right beside us. Check them out. But like I said, it's really cool. She's moved beyond. She's doing something, her own business, and this has been in the makings for years. And it's really cool to see that was just like a trend for a day, a week, a month. That's still 2 years later. Demi Lovato is cool enough to wear them. Amazing. Guys, after the break, we're going to be joined by professional bodybuilder and two-time Mr. Olympia top 10 finisher, Steve Cook. He's in the studio, and we are very excited to have a chat with him to get some inspiration for working out. Stay tuned. Will be less than 30 seconds. Lovin Extra is here. This is the new membership, and while absolutely nothing changes for our readers, extra members get access to premium content, exclusive competitions, and first look for tickets and access to the coolest events across the city, and Lovin merch. If you subscribe right now, a very cool Lovin Red Eco Water bottle will be delivered to your door. He was like, I started following him because I was looking for a program. And can you just say again what you said? Because it was so touching.
Okay, so you remember when we did a program on bodybuilding.com?
Big Man on Campus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so when I was in university, when I was in middle school and high school, I was struggling through like weight loss and trying to get into the gym, but I kept quitting and not following a program. So when I reached university and I saw your program, I was like, I'm done. Like I'm following this. I was head on, and it sort of changed my life, and I loved bodybuilding through that program.
I love hearing that.
That's amazing.
I love hearing that. that program, I feel like, it was good timing. It was done well by bodybuilding.com, and I feel like there's so many times that when I go to an expo or a place where people, if there's a program, it seems like it is that one. So it's cool to hear. It was a pain in the butt to film. We filmed for like a week straight for that, like 12 hours a day, but it was a lot of fun in the long run.
Probably a pain for people trying to finish it too.
Yes, yeah.
But Kabir, how do you start from, you've obviously been doing it for years, a passion in bodybuilding to going to doing these programs to millions of followers? Where's the journey there?
That's a good question. One I get asked quite a bit. And I think for me, it was a combination of working hard, but also being in the right place at the right time. So I started getting into the fitness industry, doing competitions, more natural bodybuilding or men's physique. And from there, I was hired on by Optimum Nutrition and bodybuilding.com to be their spokesperson. Everyone said, you can't, there's no money in this unless you're the top professional bodybuilder, unless you're Phil Heath out there's no money in it. But it was the right time because all of a sudden social media took off and I was traveling the world getting paid like $500, but I wanted to see the world. So this company was like, hey, we'll send you all over the world. I went to Australia and Singapore, Malaysia, and all these cool places. And they basically paid for my travel. But then I started YouTubing everywhere I went. And Instagram came. And all of a sudden, it was really cool to see the following grow. And it's kind of just so being at the right place at the right time in conjunction with a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work behind the scenes too, I'm sure. But this is it. So social media is a massive part of your career. So you have a massive YouTube following, you have a massive following on Instagram. I know you've also been a coach on The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
So how do you, where is the passion? Is it more, do you find yourself steering more towards like social media and taking more photos essentially, or actually working out? Like, which do you actually prefer doing?
You hit the nail on the head. I find sometimes that social media becomes so much of what I do. I feel like I'm more of a social media person than an actual trainer, but that's when I feel probably the most unfulfilled.
Interesting.
Is because I love, like, at the core of it, the things I love doing is helping people get in shape, or the core, like the reason why COVID's been so hard for me is that for the last 10 years of my life, I've got to go out and shake people's hands and give people's hugs at expos and at pop-ups. And without being able to have that human interaction, you know, social media is great, but it's a double-edged sword. All of a sudden we have no human interaction, and it's very cold, and it's very just, you know, it's calculated. Yes, you can do lives and other things to kind of help mitigate that feeling of like there's limited human interaction, but I still will always prefer one-on-one helping people out. The Biggest Loser was a great experience. Again, a lot of work, but got me back into actual training people and being there and seeing transformations. And there's nothing more powerful than seeing someone not only change physically, but changing on the inside as well.
Well, that's so important. So being able to see that and having that kind of personal interaction, like you were saying. So with Instagram though, and with social media, what do you think of kind of like standards and, you know, maybe unrealistic expectations sometimes if you post a photo and you're trying to inspire people, but at the same time it's tricky for someone who's sitting at home COVID wanting to get there but finding it difficult. So how do you kind of continue to inspire?
So I think the biggest thing is I always talk about, hey, no matter what, if you're a beginner or if you're a pro bodybuilder, like there's going to be times, seasons in your life that you are going to have to concentrate on one thing more than the other. And not to let those ups and downs, not to get too high or too low with those things, because ultimately everyone goes through change in their life and everyone has hard times and good times. And I think that I really saw that during COVID, like mental health was such an issue because it's hard being at home by yourself. So it's about giving yourself a break every now and then, but then being able to also call yourself out and say like, listen, I'm not getting the job done right now. I got to get better. You know, there's things I can control. I can control what time I wake up and go to bed. I can control, you know, what I'm doing with my free time. I can control getting out to nature and going on a walk. But there is this unrealistic expectation on social media. We're seeing, you know, everyone photoshops and does so many things to their pictures, and we set this expectation that I need to be perfect. And for me, when I first started, you know, I was doing these magazine covers and everyone expected to be, you know, 5-6% body fat, and that just wasn't the case. So I try to post a little bit of everything. You know, you're not going to just see me posting, you know, I call it the applesauce and then carrots and peas. Like when you're feeding a baby, you give them applesauce. It tastes good, but in there you have the healthy things. You have the carrots and the peas, and so it's like social media. Yes, you want there to be that applesauce, which is the really cool photos, the sexy photos, the travel photos, but whether it's in a caption or whether it's talking to people, be a little bit deeper. Talk about the real issues as well.
Need to be authentic.
Yes.
What's interesting is I was going to ask you about advice for people who are interested in bodybuilding, and I think you've already dished out some interesting insights there. But for example, Dubai have you been to the gyms here? We are filled. It's a bodybuilding city, right?
Yeah, the Dubai gyms are insane. Like every time I turn around, I'm seeing somebody tagging a new gym, and they're all massive warehouse style, beautiful gyms here. And
have you been to them? So do you think it's a passion for people, or do you think it's something like if there's guys here who are interested in taking it the next level, what would you recommend to them?
In terms of
like if they want to make a career out of it.
Yeah, okay. I think if it's a passion, if it's something that people really enjoy doing, I always tell people you might have to have a side hustle until you can make your main thing, and that's okay. I did that as well. I think if it's something that you go to bed thinking about and you wake up in the morning thinking about as well, like, hey, go as far as you can on that. I think people need to realize within the fitness space, there's so many different avenues to go down. And obviously social media is a big part of no matter which avenue it is. If you want to be the best personal trainer in the world, there's room for people there. It's, no matter what you do, if you are truly passionate and the best at what you do, there will be not only monetary gain, but also, you know, there will be real fulfillment in that. So I think that the gyms in Dubai, like we've met some people. You have trainers from all over the world that are coming to Dubai to train people because of the market here. So I think here in Dubai, it's a really special kind of melting pot of, you have CrossFitters, you have bodybuilders, You have everything and anything. So really, I think that the people here are kind of spoiled for choice now. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think across like every aspect of life, you're definitely spoiled for choice.
Yes.
But you've come to Dubai.
Yes.
So give us a little bit of a lowdown on what attracted you and how long you're here for and why you came.
Yeah. So the reason we came, I had been away from my girlfriend, Morgan, for 10 months. She's Australian. Yes, she's here. So
for 10 months, is that a
COVID issue? Yeah. So she tried to come to the States, but she had already been there earlier on in the year. And they're like, hey, can't come back. COVID. I couldn't go to Australia. Australia's been, super strict. So we were like, after 10 months, we're like, we just need to see each other, So we decided Dubai. I've always wanted to come to Dubai. I was actually supposed to come last October for a fitness event. So we booked the tickets, got here, and it's been we didn't really have any like, oh, we're going to do this, this, and this. We want to hang out. We want to be together. We want to see Dubai. So we've had some amazing people that we've met along the way, different trainers at gyms, the staff at the Sofitel. We're actually going back. We stayed there the first couple of days, and we're actually going back tonight to just have drinks and hang out with some of the staff because we love them so much. Wow. Yeah, they're amazing. So a lot of great people here. And again, I've been so impressed with the melting pot. Like, you get people, because of where Dubai is located in the world, there's literally people from everywhere here. So really, really a cool spot. And then obviously you look around and you're just like, I didn't know, I didn't know man-made things could be like everything is the biggest and the best and the brightest. It's just insane.
That's like our motto, go big or
yes.
It's interesting. You should see the classrooms here. I used to be a teacher, and it's just like a melting pot. So like 30 kids with like 20 different nationalities. It's so interesting for them to grow up here. But you are obviously, you're connected with different types of, let's say for example, Gymshark, and there's a couple of brands that you're connected with. But what's like future planning now that you're here? What's kind of next up?
Yeah, so for us, it's all about, so we create content. I have an app. Morgan has an app as well, fitness-based app. So I'm big on, hey, like if you're traveling, you can stay fit wherever you're at. So this is really going to be a testament of the fact that I'm staying on my programs. It doesn't matter if I'm in a new gym or if I'm on the beach or wherever. We have different ways that we stay fit and we stay healthy. And I think it's showcasing that and showcasing really that, life, just so many people I feel like right now are coming out of COVID a little bit. It's been a hard year. And so I think it's kind of opening back to the world and kind of opening up and showcasing things all while staying safe, obviously, but showing people like, hey, we're getting out there. We're starting to kind of open up and see things again and just have a good time and hopefully, inspire other people to stay fit, stay healthy, but also mentally. We don't talk enough about being mentally healthy, and that's just as important, if not more important, because you really can't be physically healthy unless you're mentally healthy.
100%.
So.
And I wish you both massive luck while you're here. But before you leave us, I always have a question for people who have millions and millions of followers, because on Lovin Dubai, we have 500k followers and we get some interesting DMs. So when you move up to the million bracket, and the 2 million and the however millions they have on YouTube, what goes on inside your DMs? And do you even respond to them? And is there any weird ones you've ever gotten?
No, definitely some weird ones. But there's so many. I think it's really cool because honestly, when I open up my DMs, there's people responding back to stories. There's people that are you could literally, if you're having a bad day, you can find more things to have a bad day about. If you're having a bad day and you concentrate on having there's gonna be people saying nice things. So I think it's a kind of a reflection. I'll have every comment basically, I feel like, known to man in there, and it's more of a reflection of how I'm feeling and what I choose to take. I could have 100 good comments, but if I focus on that bad comment, I'm gonna have more of a negative outlook on life. So I have to do better with only responding to the positive, the good comments. I'm somebody that I do like to kind of debate and to argue things. So like I have been known to, like, if someone's like coming at me sideways, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, why you? And more oftentimes than not, people just want recognition. They're like, I've messaged you 10 times and this is the first time you respond. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You're right. I probably should respond to your nice comment rather than the mean comment, but it's true. So I won't respond to mean comments saying this.
You can see people be like, no, I'm going to respond. I know exactly what to do. But it's so hard because you have so many coming through, and obviously it's so personal for you because it's your own account. Before we leave you, one final question. We ask a lot of people this. Why are you loving Dubai?
Loving Dubai just because of I think the amount of things to do here. It's like you can literally, if you want to skydive, you can skydive. There's so many things to see and do here. I feel like it's kind of the best of all worlds in terms of I've never been to a place outside the U.S. that has this many big American foods. Like, so you can stay pretty much. I can feel like I'm still in America if I want to. If I only eat at the Cheesecake Factory and P.F. Chang's and those places, or I can adventure out. Like, there's something here for everyone. And there's, whether it's taste, whether it's activity, you can literally try things from around the world. And I think then also, again, the melting pot of people. It's really cool to just see the different cultures kind of all blend together. And of course, like you said, everything's just bigger, better. Like, it's just,
you can see Dubai Eye from here.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's really it's amazing to see what people are capable of. I mean, most of this is all man-made, which is at some point really cool, but also like, oh, like, you know, this is. I think it's also important that we take a step back. We look at also, you know, we talked about, you know, let's even just jump in the sea today, just because I feel like it's getting out to nature here. Let's go to the sand dunes and still experience some of these things that are around us.
Amazing. Guys, that was Steve Cook joining us in studio. He's in Dubai. Follow him more for more inspiration on fitness and tips and tricks and everything you got. And check out his app, guys. That is it for us on the Lovin Daily. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Guys, every single weekday morning, stay safe, wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow. Guys, that is a wrap for the Lovin Daily. We are back same time, same place every weekday morning. And of course, don't miss the Lovin Show every Tuesday where I chat with Dubai personalities. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and have a great day.